Alright, as promised, here are some details about entering data in the detailed attendance spreadsheet. So in the first screencast we had a tour of my Pascalville attendance spreadsheet. Let's imagine that I'm starting that from scratch. So I want to take my original empty spreadsheet that I got in the mail from the data office right here and make a copy of it. Copy it to my buffer and go to the folder where I want the copy to be placed and paste. And I'm going to rename this. So there's my Pascalville demo spreadsheet. Alright, this is a blank spreadsheet. Let's take a look. Here we are. To begin, let's look at the instructions page. Step 1 says, look at the all attendance page and make sure the shaded cells are filled in correctly for your class. So we go to the all attendance page and look at the shaded cells and type in what's needed. And the time for Pascalville is 10 o'clock to 1 o'clock. So 10 o'clock to 1 o'clock. Oh, how interesting. 10 o'clock a.m. to 1 o'clock a.m. Yes, the time here has to be entered with a.m. or p.m. or you can enter in military time. It turns out that military time for 10 o'clock a.m. is 1000 hours, I guess. So if you type 10 o'clock, that's military time. It's understood to be 10 o'clock a.m. If I type 1 o'clock, though, that's military time unless I type in 1 o'clock p.m. Okay, that's understood to be good. I could also type in military time, which is 1300 hours. In either case, I can check here, and the right number of hours is showing up. So, once again, it's important to have a space between 1 o'clock and p.m. It's not case sensitive, so a.m. and p.m. can be any case. So I can go 1 o'clock p.m. no problem. But 1 o'clock p.m. with no space, not a good thing. Okay, so 1300 hours. Alright, cycle. I have no cycle. But I do have a name. Alright, step 1 is complete. Step 2, select the tab for the desired month. We want July. Enter all scheduled class dates for the month to the right of lesson date. So here's July, here's lesson date, and here are the spaces to the right where you would enter your scheduled dates. So for July, to go to the next, after you enter information, to go to the next one, to the right, you can hit tab. Finished. The next thing to do would be to enter student information. Oh, I don't want to enter all that stuff. I typed it in my data reporting spreadsheet already. So I am going to copy and paste. I'll give you some caveats about that. Here's my data spreadsheet. I can copy the names from here, or I can copy them from here. The thing about copying is that it copies everything. It doesn't just copy the name, it also copies the format. So if I copy this, it will copy the gray of the cell. If I go to my here and I copy it, it will copy the white, and you can see there's a formula in the cell. It will copy the formula. So I don't really want all that information. So I have to be careful when I copy. I can copy from here, or I can copy from class 1, it doesn't matter. Copy. Then I go to the new spreadsheet. This is the July tab. I want to begin to paste everything starting here. But I don't want to use paste because that will paste everything. Paste special gives you some control. I don't want all. I don't want formulas, I don't want formats, I just want values. So if I say values, I'm safe. Okay, it just copied the information and not all the formatting and not the formulas. So good, here we are. The next step would be to note whether my students are enrolled or not. So I'm just going to make some fictional information here for demonstration purposes. There's my enrolled students. Now we want to enter attendance information. So I would use my sign-in sheet. So let's take a look at a sign-in sheet. Okay. So for July 5th, here's my sign-in sheet. I noticed right away, oh, they didn't sign in alphabetical order, but it would help if these were in alphabetical order. So click on a student name, data, sort, A to Z. Much better. Alright, so now let's see if we can find Kujay. She signed in at 10:30. Okay, so July 5th, 10:30. Okay, and she signed out on time, so we don't have to type anything. Mamadou. He's okay. X. Irene. Martin. Aletha. Christian. Amal. Hind. Alemish. Carmen. Oh, she's not on here. Let's add her. And what has she left early? Yes, she signed in and out, but I caught her leaving early and I updated the time. I have to notice that. So, she came in on time and she left at 11:30 a.m. Okay, the same rules, by the way, for time apply here. You can enter military time or type carefully. Okay, Khadija, Hamadou, okay, and Balkisu. Did I get everyone? I have 12 here and only 11 here, so now's the fun. Who's missing? Okay, 1, 2. Why does it only say 11? Oh, good question. Okay. It only says 11. Why is that? In time is the most important. If there's no in time marked, then the student is considered to not have attended. Okay, so she came in on time. I need to mark it. 12. Okay, so every student who has attended needs a mark here, either an X or a time. Out does not need anything unless it's an irregular out time. Okay? So we have 12 and 12. Good. Now let's take a look at the report. here it is. What we have here is student hours attended, including partial hours, so 2.5 hours, 1.5 hours. There's sums, which right now doesn't make a difference, and some reports on that student attendance information. For 1 day's worth of attendance, 1 class taught, these reports don't make any sense. Okay, but for your information, this column reports students' attendance by number of classes. So every student, of course, has attended 1 class out of 1, so they all have 100%. But this is students' attendance per class, so not every student attended a full session. This student, she had to leave a little early. This student, she left early. She only attended a half class. So after 6 or 7 or a whole month worth of lessons, this can give you some information about student attendance habits and what their habits are. So if a student has poor attendance in general, you can say, well, you come to all your classes, but you leave an hour early all the time. It's just some way, one way to see your student data. This one here is the column you'll probably be most interested in. This is hours per hours taught. So this is a combined all hours available, all minutes available, just general attendance. So these would be combined here, and I've set a flag for 67% or 2/3. If a student is attending less than 2/3, a little X will show up. Again, after 1 class it doesn't matter, but at the end of the month, these would be the students that you might need to talk to. Okay, over here we don't have that detailed information. We just have the same report, but only for enrolled students. This looks kind of funny though. Okay, why don't we sort it? Okay, so click on a student name, data, sort by enrollment, then by name, go. So now all my enrolled students are first. And if we look at this now, that looks a lot better because the report is just my enrolled students. Okay, I pick random ones, but just my enrolled students. The attendance should be a lot better populated here. And the same thing, my enrolled students are at the top here, and then my not enrolled students begin alphabetically from here. So that's how to get a spreadsheet started. Obviously, when I can get another attendance sheet and enter the data here, and by the end of the month I should have some useful information. When it's all finished, I can print this out for my own use. Okay, I can print this out to turn in with my sign-in sheets. And if I have more than 40 students, I can arrange to have a second page printed out. All right, enjoy.